Hi guys, Steve Blankard here. Hey, I wanted to share with you my Marvel #2 Drawcut Power Hacksaw. This is a pretty neat old piece of equipment. I would guess it's about 100 years old, but it's a big power hacksaw and it actually still works really well. I use it in my shop quite a bit. So I'll give you a little walk around here. The one thing that this one there's a mechanism that supposed to lift the saw blade on the return stroke so it doesn't drag the teeth across the metal, but that has been removed from this one. It has a cam set up on it that wears very easily, and over the years they wear out, they don't work, so it's been removed. But the good thing is with modern hardened hacksaw blades, it doesn't seem to be a problem. For all the stuff I use, I just run it without it, and it doesn't really put any harm on the saw blade. I've used this blade for a long time. So this one was originally built to run off an overhead belt system. The later ones had built-in motors, but it was converted to an electric motor to make it work. Now when I got it, it had a 1750 RPM motor, and it ran way too fast with that. So it took me a while. I searched eBay and assorted places, and I finally found an 825 RPM motor, and I put that one on it, and that runs just right. So it really works pretty well. So as you can see, it's got this lever here adjusts the height of the saw blade, so I can kind of ease it down. And then it's got a whole sliding mechanism here that goes back, and I'm going to show you that in a minute here. Of course, this is the original flywheel that the big leather belt ran on, and I've just got a V-belt running on it, which works just fine. It looks kind of odd, but it actually works great. The other thing on it's kind of interesting is these have a shut-off mechanism, so when the piece is completely cut through, it'll automatically shut itself off. But that was designed for the overhead belt system. Now with the electric motor, now I got it when it was already converted, so this was not my Bubba work, but somebody did a pretty decent job. They added a switch box down here, and then there's a lever over here. This gets tripped by the saw blade on this side. It trips it, pushes it over, and this piece of metal when it moves over, it trips the switch to shut it off. It's in the off position now. So it works. You know, it's a little homemade rig, but it seems to work pretty well. So I know I've got it mounted on casters, so I can roll it around the shop, and then I can lock the casters down when when I'm ready to use it. But it works quite well. It's a little bit old and grubby, and I got to keep it lubricated, particularly keeping a lot of oil on the slide mechanism here that supports the blade. But it works pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera on a tripod here so I can go ahead and turn it on and show you. Okay guys, I'm back. So I'm going to get ready to demonstrate how it cuts. So I'm going to lower the blade down close to the bar steel I got here, and I've got some cutting oil on the blade and got them all ready. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Try to get going here, and then using this lever, it reduces the wedge. Let it get in and start cutting. Now I've got some cutting oil on it. Periodically for a big piece I'm going to add some more. Now you notice it doesn't cut all the way to the end of the blade, and that's for if you had a big wide piece that goes into the vise here, a piece that's much wider would still be in the cutting stroke. But the thing that's nice about this is it cuts really straight also. I had a metal cutting bandsaw. I got a couple of them, and they work well enough, but they're somewhat problematic, where this cuts surprisingly straight. It's not as efficient as a bandsaw. It only cuts in one direction, but I can turn this thing on, walk away from it, and just let it do its job, and when it's done, it'll cut itself off, and it'll just go. So I'm just going to make sure it's cutting all the way over. Once this wedge mechanism, I can kind of ease it down if I want it to cut slowly. If I want it to cut just with the full weight of the blade, I can just push it all the way down, which I've just done now. So it'll just keep on cutting. And so it's really good. I've cut a lot of kind of big things with it. I can walk away, just let it do its job, keep it oiled. Get a little squirt now and then. Keep a drip pan underneath it just to catch, you know, the cuttings and any oil dripping off it and such. But it's pretty handy. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space. I can roll it into a corner of the shop that, you know, so it's out of the way. And it sounds like it's getting close to the end here. I can hear it by the sound of it. So let's see what... If you can hear that, if you can hear the difference in the sound. Boom. Cuts it right off, shuts itself off, ready to go to work for another day. So that's it's made by Armstrong Blum, and this is a number 2 Marvel Drawcut saw. They make a number 1 version that's a little bit smaller, it's a little more compact. This was the larger number 2 version. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you got any questions, let me know, and I'll try to answer them. Thanks.